I think this really is a groundbreaking project for Liverpool. Liverpool is on the change. I mean, it probably has been for a number of years. They have an amazing young mayor who's very passionate about making a difference to Liverpool, enhancing the quality of life here.
Growing Liverpool 2023, it's our vision for the future of this great city of ours. Over the next 20 years, we're putting a city the size of Canberra in our backyard. This plan shows what we're going to do to make that actually happen. 30% of Sydney's growth is happening right here in southwestern Sydney, and Liverpool is the capital of southwestern Sydney. We have started our city centre revitalisation plan. Over the next few years, we'll be investing over $15 million into our city to make it a vibrant, active and fun place to be. We're developing a cafe strip full of restaurants and nightlife. We're putting free Wi-Fi throughout the city centre with CCTV cameras. We're changing the zoning to allow more people to live in the city. And also, we're encouraging more commercial businesses to set up office space right here in Liverpool so they're near their workforces. People are coming over, whether they're going to invest in residential lots, whether it's building units, whether it's commercial office space. People are coming to Liverpool as a place of investment of choice. We want people to know that if you're coming to invest in Liverpool, that if you want to come and live here, that we're going to make it a simple and easy process. Over the next 20 years, we're going to be building 50,000 new dwellings. That is a massive growth for any city.
It's really cool to work on a project that has a historical element to it. This paper mill has been around for a very long time, and really it's the heart of the development, and I think that's really cool. It's not just a bunch of new buildings going up. There's something which is historical, has a richness in its past, and it's also involved the Liverpool community for a very, very long time.
So the fact that we have the paper mills here and it's adaptively being reused. We're also borrowing some of the language for the architecture, so there'll be a lot of brick and a lot of contextual materials being brought into the language of the buildings themselves. My initial response was around really creating two scales of architecture. One, which was a podium and a scale that addressed the streetscape and the riverfront. And then a second concept, which is about a slender tower expression, which really addressed the riverfront and all the view lines that are part of this fantastic site. The interiors is probably the most critical part of the project because it's all about apartment living. So for us, a real sense of embedded functionality, lots of joinery, lots of integration of storage. We have embedded media spaces so you can work from home, very generous living and also very generous balcony expression so that the outdoor living is very much part and connected to the indoor living. They all have to work together, and I think what's key and what makes me proud about this project is we've been able to tie all of the elements as one master vision for the site.
There's a whole series of layers to the landscape in the paper mills site. There's the generous communal courtyards on ground, there's the riverfront walks, but there's also rooftop terraces which can be used by the community for gatherings, also for growing food and simply for cooling the buildings. It's the heritage nature of the site which has really informed a lot of the material choices. We've used a lot of steel and brick and recycled materials. But essentially it's the river which gives the site its great identity, and you'll see in the geometry of the landscape that it's a very flowing form. It will create a series of spaces that can be used for groups or for individuals, which will be very calm and contemplative and places of respite.
I think in the past, Liverpool has kind of turned its back on the river. It was using the river for industrial purposes like paper making. But it's now an opportunity to open up the kind of natural beauty of Liverpool that it's not really well known for.
The river is the clear asset. It's the centrepiece for this entire development. And having views, but also having access to the river is a real benchmark for community living and will be one of the great features of this development. The riverfront walk, which is a part of this scheme, which is a cycle and pedestrian connection, which will connect Lighthorse Park all the way through to Mill Park and then beyond to Casula Power Station, the great cultural asset of Western Sydney.
Working with the kind of lead architects and landscape designers on this project has been really exciting because they are top in their game. They're really passionate about doing things well. They're really passionate about adding value to the community, not just on a residential level, but on a commercial level, retail. Public spaces are so important, and I think what's great is that we all work together on ensuring that we think about every aspect of the development, not just for now, but for the future generations as well.